The next poem is very special to me. It's a very personal poem, and it takes up the questions about violence, family violence that I've experienced, as well as music. And I'll just show you what it looks like on the page so that you'll get a sense of how the poem works and moves back and forth. It has many sections, and I'm going to pause just a little bit between them to help you follow along, but I hope you'll be able to pick up how the voice moves in and out. Violins, violence. Vitula, viol, violino. Violare, violentus, violentia. Origin and history of violence, reads the header. You visited this page 3 times. Last night, you dreamed again about your father. You had him by the wrists, above your head, the way you'd catch a snake, one hand beneath its flickering tongue, fighting hard to not get bitten. You've worked so hard to not get bitten. Other hand wrestling with a slick, elusive tail. Violins, violence. No shared root for these words, but isn't it interesting that the Japanese counter word, cho, for violins includes scissors, guns, and rickshaw, as in, give me a cho of violins and some guns. Vitulare, to sing or rejoice, is related to Vitula, the deity of victory, thanksgiving, and Roman festivals, giving us the root for fiddle and violin. Vitula, also calf, because calf guts were used for violin strings. Morning, the dream has left the bed. Your chest feels like batting in a pillow, no upholstery, no fringe. Behind the wall, water splashes the bathtub tiles, your husband's whistling, Mahler something, each space between his cheerfully constructed notes, absolute. Yes, your father hurt you, loved, in fact, to hurt you, so all the hurt could flee the burning forests in his body, slither out to enter yours, renewed. He could see for a moment then, shapes he couldn't bear to watch alone. A man bending down in the dark to blow out a crown of birthday candles. Then everything would be sweet again. You could eat the cake because sweet is what your body craved. Violare looks a lot like vitulare, but it means to violate, to wrong. In my old life, I argued to a judge that the definition of wrongful act includes violations of pre-existing duty, that loss includes claims for liquidated damages. I lost. Not all bad acts are wrongful acts, he said. Not all loss is bargained for. Standing in the shower, you feel a lump on your scalp behind the ear. How did it get there? Can't remember, but that feeling, something swollen, buried beneath the dripping hair, is familiar. Almost comforting, like a picture that you've seen 1,000 times on a billboard, appearing on your phone screen. Crisp, so crisp. You remember little things, his white Hanes undershirt, fingers small and meticulous, working the potato peeler. Swivel those long jack-o'-lantern orange strips. He scraped from the carrot, falling, julienne, on the open paper. How they soaked the newsprint. Shit like offspring. That was his favorite curse for you in Korean. It had a satisfying ring. Dactyl plus a trochee, 5 hard consonants. Some days it was dog offspring. When he was feeling, say, less creative, just bad offspring. Done trying whatever names he had for you, he'd pick up the bleeding newspaper, dump the peels into the trash can, tap, tap against the molded plastic. flick the last few strips with his pearly nail tip. Quote from Marcus Aurelius, Book 2 of the Meditations. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I will deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil. Tell yourself what cures is the power of discrimination. That was child you, not now you, writing this. If you know you were wronged, who was wrong, well, shouldn't you be okay? Sound from a violin, what we call music, is the product of a chain of fine aggressions and reactions. Draw the bow, slung with stiff white horsehair, only horses that have lived in cold weather countries, across 4 strings, sheep gut core wound in silver or aluminum. Start a tremor in the bridge carved from unbleached maple beneath the strings, sending ripples to the sound post, spruce, lodged upright in the belly. You feel fat and sad. Is this because of him, what he did to you? To you? Is that the right preposition? You want to smash something. Thumbnail digging into nail bed, your hands slack on the wheel. What have you smashed ever? Standing over you, he, the hand, or is it fist, slamming the side of, why are you recalling this, the head, yours, face turned, there is no clarity. I'm done with you, no single instant, only real, only the girl, going down, getting up, going down. Endless loop, bad audio. A few seconds. Make the sound post ring. That's what it's built for. Flood on flood of quick vibrations. Make it tremble. Make it echo every note you play. Transmit like a good little messenger, every wave to the silent forests of the body. Out again through 2 holes in the belly surface called F holes, as in the italic letter F, since only holes release music from an instrument, as in forte, fine, fuck. You want to smash something. Instead, you sing along to the radio. On the long way down, oh, 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 feel the seizing in your gut. How it tightens, then let's go. Stop for the school bus, flashing red. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Marcus Aurelius continues, but I have seen the beauty of good and the ugliness of evil, and have recognized that the wrongdoer has a nature related to my own, not of the same blood or birth, but the same mind, and possessing a share of the divine. And so none of them can hurt me. Oh, beauty of her bathroom, patience of the door that shields her from the brittle house of him. Oh, mirror in the cabinet, never filled with medicine, bulbs in the fixture, always electric. Oh, head, a ball of Play-Doh abandoned on the blacktop in the pouring summer rain, water in the holes dug by a pencil. Oh, trace, for which she searches, half in horror, half in vain, of her father's latest handprint, proof of what the fire did, what beams of the cathedral look like, burned. Camera, are you getting this? Take the roof off this house, spot the hallway to the narrow master bathroom where he sits, show us the newspaper, pages falling open on his knees with a sound like a fan clicking shut or clicking open, sooty wings of an angel, neither good nor evil, just a messenger, Oh, beauty of believing in the sweet independence of things, coldness of the washcloth lifted to her head, water in the sink, pacing of her mother in the kitchen. Oh, sanity in thinking even she, little weakling thing, could at this moment, if she chose to, simply hate him. I won my appeal. When I read reversed, I jumped up in my empty office yelling, "Suck it, Judge!" I rejoiced and sang. I never felt so victorious. No one can implicate me in ugliness, nor can I feel angry at my relative or hate him. Oh, Marcus. Thank you for listening to that long poem. I know I took us to some dark places there, so I'm going to bring us back. I'm just going to read the first part of a longer poem, and I feel it's timely because it's spring. And this poem is called The Hydrangeas. All winter they curled like parchment, a Band-Aid torn off in the shower, stiffening into final shape. Because you believe that survival means no one can teach you how to live, strength appears gradually from suffering. You hurried past them. Snow flung its iron cape over their heads. Then one day, nearly April, all the little crocus pinged. Death under such circumstances being out of place, you fetched your clippers, crouched beside the bush. What dropped into your bag was weightless. Because to live, we must forget, at least pretend. They're back today, as if nothing bad had ever happened. Blue as in a Quattrocento painting of a dying nymph, where the mountain glides into a clear-bodied bay. This early in the summer, there is nothing you can do. They will become more and more themselves, intensify in color, satisfy their simple wants through sun and rain. Unlike us, their growing doesn't cast a shadow. Unlike poetry, they feel nothing below their surface. No one tells them, dimpling in the sun, remember this. The final poem I'll read for you is called EROS the Contagion, but it's the good kind of contagion, not the deadly kind. And it used to be the title of the book. So it's a special poem to me. EROS the Contagion. Okay. Soft as a Claude painting, the yellow sky tonight. Trees in the parking lot, still thick, though the air, yes, has an edge. The honey was solid in the jar when I opened it this morning, found a single ant frozen in the dunes, stunned by sweetness. Can you really die of sweetness? Hard to say yes, though I want to, looking up at these clouds that make my heart jump. Oh, joy in seeing, though I can't touch. Like the girl repeating persimmon as the waitress in the diner tells her about a tree at the top of the hill she used to climb. How beautiful that vivid orange fruit was all at once. Can't touch them, but I see them in her eyes as she remembers persimmons. Maybe that was my mistake, thinking every love was different, a fruit inside its own clear mason jar. My love, her love, his, all separate as the trees they fell from. Maybe love is more contagion, bubbles in a bathtub, slowly swelling, all the little circles drifting, gliding gently into each other until they burst, until nothing's left but foam, the chime of rushing water. Thank you all so much.